Hey, we got to talk some language today. Some polynomial stuff, some standard form stuff, some real nitty-gritty fun language. So just to talk, we've talked about this term for a long time, polynomial. But what is the true definition of a polynomial? Well, it's an expression, mathematical expression, if you want to say that, consisting of coefficients and variables mixed together, okay, that only involve the operations of adding, subtracting, and multiplication. Okay. We can also say that if there are exponents, they have to be positive integers, okay? No negative exponents, all right? No zero exponents, no fractional exponents. So these are just types in red here, types of polynomials that we've had. 5x squared plus 3. Okay, poly, by the way, means many, so we have to have multiple terms. So we have our two terms here, okay? Terms are separated by the addition or subtraction signs. 2x to the fourth y squared plus 3xy minus 10. Sure, it's okay to have multiple variables. It still represents a polynomial. Notice our exponents are positive, okay? Our only operations are multiplication and addition and subtraction. And this would be three terms because, again, every addition or subtraction sign separates the terms in a polynomial. Standard form, the standard form of a polynomial is when we write the highest exponent or degree first, okay? And then kind of in descending order, we go down to the lowest degree or the exponent. Now, just keep in mind, like you might say, hey, there's not a variable. Okay, well, that's okay. Constant of 3. So what I want to look at is just kind of how to name some of these special types of polynomials. And then we'll look at a couple examples. So when we name a polynomial, we're going to name it based on two things. The degree, which is the highest exponent, okay? And we're going to name it based on the number of terms, which is exactly what it sounds like, how many terms you see. So if we have an x, or x to the first, that's what we call a linear polynomial. If our highest degree or exponent is a 2, we would call it a binomial, or, sorry, quadratic. I'm thinking of the next step. If we have an exponent of 3, that's a cubic polynomial. If we have an exponent of 4, something new to you, that would be called a quartic polynomial. And anything after that I have written in red here, x to whatever number, any number greater than 4, we're just going to call it an nth degree polynomial. So for example, if this was x to the 7th power, we would say a 7th degree polynomial. Pretty plain Jane, boring. As far as the number of terms, again, 2 terms, we've dealt with this, we've talked a lot about that, that's binomial. 3 terms, trinomial. And anything greater than that, 4 plus terms, we're just going to call n degree polynomial. So again, if we had like 6 terms written out, we would call that a 6-term polynomial. Okay. So a lot of language in here. Pause it, write your notes down, whatever you need to. Now we're going to take a look at a couple examples. Let's see. As long as it doesn't fly off the ledge here, we'll be okay. It's going to ask us to name the polynomial by the degree and by the number of terms. So when we look at the degree here, that's our highest exponent. So our highest exponent here is a 4, which tells me we're dealing with a quartic. So this is a quartic polynomial. I'll write that down, quartic. In the number of terms we see here, there's 2 of them. Well, 2 terms is a special type of polynomial. We call it a binomial. So we would say if we're going to ask to name this by the number of degrees and the number of terms, we'd call this a quartic binomial. Not bad, right? We got a little checklist here. Follow. Oh, how about this one? Start with our highest exponent. It's a 3. So right away we know it's cubic. Now we look at how many terms are there. Once again, there's 3. So we would call this a cubic because of our exponent. Trinomial. Okay. By the way, notice all these are written in standard form. So before you go to actually name what type of polynomial it is, put them in standard form. Highest exponent on the left-hand side, working way down. So the last one we have, when we look here, we got our highest degree is 7th. We don't have a special word for that. So that's when we say a 7th degree polynomial. 7th degree, I'm going to abbreviate that. Polynomial, I'm going to abbreviate that. You don't want to listen to me any more than you have to. And the number of terms, 1, 2, 3, 4, well, when we have 4 or more greater terms, we just say with X number of terms. So we would say with 4 terms. Not too bad, right? Okay. All right. I have one more video coming up for you. May the force be with you.